Hello my precious jewels, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's Julie, and if you like makeup tutorials, makeup hauls, makeup reviews, first impressions, and all things beauty, then you've come to the right channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my current beauty routine. I'm going to show you everything that I do from the brows on down. So this may be a long video. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible, but you know how I can be. So it may be a long one. All of the products that I'm going to use today are products that I've used before. There is nothing new, but I just really want to show you what my regular routine would be like if I was going out. This would be what you would see my face looking like if I go someplace. So that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to start with this primer, which is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal Balm Powder. I'm going to use this and put it on my face. I've been using this a lot during the summer months because it's really good when it comes to keeping the oil at bay and keeping your face from getting oily throughout the day. Like, it minimizes the amount of oil that might show up on your skin, and it also plays very nice with most foundations that I've used it with. This has become one of my holy grail products that I use. Like, I don't like to do my makeup without it, and I don't like to really go out without it. You know, sometimes I don't wear makeup, right? Like, if I'm running out the door and I don't have enough time, then I don't wear makeup, but I might put a little bit of this on. This universal shade or the colored ones that I have, which I have shades 9 and 10, but I use it because it keeps the oil from coming out. Like, my skin is super oily. So when I use this on my face, it's so good. I'm just scooping it out with this little scooper. It keeps you from sticking your fingers in there. I'm just gonna put this on my nose. Not that I need a whole lot on it today because I don't have any plans on going out, but you never know. It's light, like you feel it going on, but then once it's there, like, you don't feel anything. So sometimes it actually makes my foundations look a little more matte than I want them to. So I wind up adding some moisture while I'm doing my makeup, just so that there will be some layers of moisture in between. While we have that sitting on a face, I'm gonna do my brows. One of you guys asked me to do a brow routine, so I'm showing you now what I normally do. I use this NYX, the brow glue in dark brown, and I put it in my brows. I never thought to like put it all the way through like that, but I was watching somebody's video and they did that, so I was like, oh, let me see if that makes it work better, because it's good with me just like putting it on as a top layer. I guess if you put it on and then really get it through the brows, that makes it even better. It looks like doing it like that would make it really coat the brow hairs. I'm going to use this pencil. This is Precisely My Brow pencil by Benefit Cosmetics. This is shade number 5. My brows are very uneven, as you can see. Like, they're really uneven. So I'm just gonna make it the shape that I want it to be. I don't do anything special, like no little brow strokes and all of that. I just fill it in because it's really a lot more skin there than it is brow hairs. So that is that. And at one time, I never used to even carve my brows out. Like, I used to just do them freehand, and that was it. The more you start playing with makeup products, then you find out what you want to include into your routine. It could be a lot of steps, or it could be a little bit of steps. Like, sometimes people ask me, oh, could you show me how to do my makeup? And I'm like, okay, I could show you, but a lot of times they like, oh, that's too many steps. And I'm like, if you watch the videos, then you will see how many steps it takes. Like, sometimes you do a whole lot of steps and it still doesn't look like a lot of makeup when you finish. It's about what you like as a person. You could take a little bit from everybody that you watch, and then you make the determination on what you want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out. See how I just did that? Same thing over here. Yeah, and usually by the time I'm finished, like, this will kind of fade out a little bit so it won't look so harsh, because I go over it with product. Now, sometimes it lasts and sometimes it don't. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this on, then maybe it won't come off so much. I'm going to take this e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is shade Deep Olive. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to carve out my brows with it. This brush is a Wet n Wild brush. I like these brushes for my brows. I bought like a bunch of them when I bought them because they were like $1 at Five Below, and they're perfect for brows. So the reason why I use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer and not the hydrating one is because when you do your brows, you want to use a concealer that dries down. What happens is, yeah, if you use the hydrating concealer, it never dries down because usually like a more matte formula will dry down, and the hydrating one doesn't really dry down. It kind of stays moist. This brush that I'm using is a brush from Sedona Lace. I really love these brushes. I started using these brushes before I started using the Sigma brushes. So they've been around just as long. They were just as good, but this company, they went on a hiatus. They didn't say that they were going out of business. They said they were going on a hiatus. So maybe they will come back because their brushes were really good. And I didn't realize how good they were. They were very affordable. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give some of these away. Because I had bought like 3 sets. It was Black Friday. And I had bought like 3 sets. And I was like, oh, okay, let me give some out. Because I'm not going to use all these brushes. Because I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. And I was still working my regular job. So yeah, and you could pick whatever shade you want to use. The closer that the shade is to your complexion, the more it blends in here. But you know, I just like a little bit of a highlighted effect on my brow bone because a lot of times I don't use like a highlighting shade on my brows. It just depends on the makeup that I'm doing. If the makeup is looking a little bit much, I'll be like, okay, let me put something on. I really want to use this palette right here, this Natasha Denona palette. I bought this palette around the 4th of July, but I thought that the colors were very pretty. I never swatched it. I never used it. If you guys want to see like a full review, swatches and everything of this palette, please let me know in the comment section. And if enough of you guys say, yeah, I want to see what it looks like, then I will definitely do a review video just to show you how they swatch. But we get ready to see how these shades blend on our dark skin. I don't use shadows every day, but when I do my makeup, like if I'm going someplace that I want to use a shadow and I want to just have that pop of color because I love colors. If I'm wearing like a lime green shirt, then you're going to see some green shadows on my eyes. I just love colorful shadows, and a lot of people don't, but I just love it. So let me just run and get some of my clean brushes and I'll be right back. I'm going to take this shadow right here called Fushi and put it all over the lid. It's like a burnt orange or like a mustardy yellowy orange. I told you guys before I'm like a little colorblind, but I can see colors, but my description of them may not be what your description is. Yeah, that's just the way I see them. But yeah, it does look like a mustardy orangey yellow. That's what I'm gonna say. I usually love Natasha Denona's eyeshadows, and for some reason every time I put the e.l.f. concealer on my eyelids, it always pulls green to me. Like I always see like a green undertone. So I think that that's why a lot of times when I do my eyeshadow, I'm like, it looks a little green to me. I think it's the undertone of this concealer. It could be me, but that's what I see. Like I always see like a little undertone of green, like an army kind of green. Let me know if you guys see that also, or is it just me? That's a very pretty color, very pigmented. Of course I'm gonna take it up a little bit higher because I like my shadows to show when my eyes are open or when they're closed. If I didn't want it to show when it was open, then I would leave it down on this lower part, but because my eyes are hooded, I usually take it above the crease just because I want to see it. Yeah, this Natasha Denona palette, it retails for $69 just like the rest of her palettes do, but it was on sale when I purchased it. I think I told the story how I purchased it. They had a sale, and then what happened was I ordered one from her site because they had a sale, and then I bought one at Sephora because Sephora had a 50% off sale on the same palette that I was gonna get. You know, I love yellows I just love a yellow shadow. I was like, okay, I'll just buy it and then I'll take it back. And of course, you know what happened. Natasha Denona wanted me to pay for shipping. I was like, I'm not paying to send this back. I said, I'll just keep it. So that's what I did. I love that shade. It's very pretty. I think it's one of the most pigmented yellows that I've used. Like, it really looks yellow on the eye. So I love that. All right, I'm gonna go into this one right here called Ixia. This one is like a flesh tone peach. And I'm just gonna go and blend out the lid with this MAC 224 brush. And that brush was a Morphe M433 brush. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this and just blend out the lid. I like that. That's very pretty. That is so gorgeous. Those two colors together, who would have thought that you could mix this peachy tone and this yellowy color together to get such a beautiful blend. Well, I'm gonna go into the color Fushi again and just put a little bit more on this lid and just blend this out a little bit more. So now I'm gonna go into like a green shade. I'm gonna use this 227 brush and I'm gonna take this green shade right here, which is called Willow, and I'm gonna put that in my crease. It looks like it's actually darker than it looks. Let's see, that's the shade. And we're gonna put it there. Yep, it looks like it's not super pigmented. The shade is really nice. And I'm just gonna take this brush and just blend this out. I added a little more of the green and I'm just bringing it up a little bit higher and then blend it out with that peach color. I'm going to take one of these shades and put on the lid for shimmer. This one right here called Komaribi. That's beautiful. Let's try that. Oh, that's so pretty. That is so pretty, and it's such a beautiful shimmery greenish gold. I mean, like really beautiful. And it's so beautiful that I don't necessarily have to bring it all the way up, but I will, because I just like it. I like it up a little bit higher. So let me see. That is such a beautiful shade. Did I say this was gonna be everyday makeup? I don't know. See, this is what happens when I'm doing everyday makeup. That's why I'm always late, because I'll start with something simple and then this is what it'll be at the end. I can't help it. It's beautiful though. It really is beautiful. Let me do the other eye and then I'll be right back. I'm gonna show you how I put the lashes on because I want you guys to see everything. I feel like I'm going to carnival. That's what it looks like, but the shade is so pretty. I'm gonna put a little thin liner. This is the Danessa Myricks line work in the shade Onyx. So let's see. I never get my lines right because my eye shapes are different. This one is more slanted, this one is more straight up. So let's see. I took it up and then I went like 3/4 of the way in and started bringing it back this way. And then I just take the line and try to connect it in little pieces, and I don't go straight across. I don't wear these particular shadows every day, but I do, like I said, when I get dressed to go out, I will wear shadows. You can do this look with a nude look, any kind of shadow that you want to use. Today, this is what we're gonna use because you know me and my color. I love color. So let's see if we can get this eye to be as smoothly done as this eye was. So let's see. Okay, so far so good. See, it's messing up already. Okay, so the good thing about this liner is that it doesn't dry out fast. So you can use this, yeah, it doesn't dry out fast. Like some liners will dry out and it doesn't go all the way across. And sometimes you'll have like breaks in it or whatever, but this one actually lasts really good. So I would definitely repurchase that. Let me find some lashes now. Oh, no, I got some right here. Okay, we're gonna use these. This is the Cherry Blossom 3D 950. Hopefully this will be good for what we got going on. I love the Cherry Blossom lashes. This is 3D Silk. Let me tell you how I do mine. So I take the Duo Lash Glue, which is my favorite out of all the glues that I've tried. This one is my favorite. And I take it and I put lash glue on the lash, right, all the way across. I'm gonna show you how much I use. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough. I don't know if you can see that, how much lash goes on there. And then I just take it, and this is why I like the one with the brush on brush, because I just go over it with a thin line of glue. And I try to keep it as much on that black line as possible. Sometimes I don't make it like it. Sometimes I look back at my videos and I'll be like, oh my god. But this is supposed to be clear when it dries, so you won't see the color. So yeah, so I put that on there and I give it like a second to dry. And I have my trusty eyelash placement tools, which is this. I get a mirror. If I don't use a mirror, it's not sitting on the lash right. And you don't want to put these lashes on and think that you have them on right, and then when you get out, you don't, because it'll be hanging off your eye. I set it there, and what I try to do is line up where I want the lash to be, like where I want it to start from. And then once it's sitting, I just push this in with my hand. So far it's looking good. And then I will let it sit. Some point while I'm doing my makeup, I'll go and I'll smash them together to make sure that they are on right and that they're not coming off while I'm out in the street. It has happened to me plenty of times, because I'll be rushing trying to do my lashes, especially when I first started doing them. Yeah, it wasn't good. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I try to leave the same amount of space from where I start the lash at, because what happens is if you don't put them on evenly, they look crazy. Because sometimes we look at ourselves and we don't realize that our eye shapes are different. You know, our face is symmetrical and we think that everything is even, but it's not. So when you do your makeup, you realize all your flaws, believe me. So again, I'm gonna hold this with the tool. And I'm gonna get my mirror, and you see the amount of space that I have from the corner of my eye to where the lash starts. Okay, so let's see. So that looks about even to me. Well, let me just say this to you guys. A lot of times when you put your lashes on, and these are for people that don't know how to do lashes. Everybody probably does their lashes differently, but I try to even them out. I don't put a mascara on. Some people put mascara on their own lashes first. I don't do that, and very rarely do I put mascara on my falsies. Like once they are smashed together, I just leave them, and I don't do the tight lining under it because I feel like they already look dark enough as it is, so I don't really need to go that route. Some people do. I don't, because I have very sensitive eyes. I got sensitive skin, I got sensitive eyes. It's ridiculous, but what happens is I don't do extra. I do only what I have to do to make my eye makeup look the way I need it to look. Okay, so now that we have our primer on, it's been sitting for a minute. Our primer is tacky on our face. So today I'm going to use this Fenty foundation. You guys see me use this on camera in the shade, the original shade that I had, which was like 430 or maybe 430. This one is 445. This was actually my original shade from the soft matte. I actually never used this color. Like I swatched it on my hands in the store. So we're gonna see what this shade is looking like today. So I'm just gonna shake it up. I really love the finish of this foundation. It's so beautiful. It really is. I'm gonna take those 3 pumps and it might have like a very faint scent, but nothing crazy. And I'm gonna go in with this Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush. And this is not the one I used the other day. This is the one that I had. And the reason why I couldn't find it was because it was in my makeup bag. I took it with me when I went away. This foundation formula is actually like a little thick. Like you could feel it going on. But it's such a beautiful, beautiful formula. It looks gorgeous on the skin. And I've been trying to figure out ways to make it last where I don't have a beard at the end of the night, like an oil beard. because for some reason the lower part of my face gets oily when I wear this. I've seen people say mix it with the soft matte. Yeah, I just want to make this one work. So we're gonna see how it goes today, because I'm gonna film one more video after this. So we're gonna see how long it lasts on the skin. It has excellent coverage. Did you see how it covered up my hyperpigmentation? And I have a lot going on under my neck. But the shade blends in so beautiful. Okay, so put this little bit that's on my hand, and I'm gonna do forehead area. I put too many pumps. I didn't need that many pumps. 2 pumps would have probably been enough. But that's okay. I wanted to mix some shimmer into this because I've been liking a more glowy look. But with this foundation, I didn't think that I needed it. I just figured I would just do a regular highlighter. The color, it looks so much better than that orange shade that I had before. It really, really does. And we still have some left on our back of our hand. I'm gonna use my Natasha Denona concealers because I've really been enjoying these concealers, really. So this one is shade number P7. I'm gonna use, it's a very wet, creamy formula. What I like about it is you can actually let it sit down for a minute. It does dry down a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of this light shade in here. Don't ask me why, but that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna put a little bit on top of here and a little bit up here. Only because I want like a highlighted. Oh, that shade was Y7. If you don't pick out Natasha Denona's concealer shades in person, you're not gonna always be happy. Put it like that, because sometimes you can get the shade right and sometimes you be like, what is this? I'm gonna use this Say liquid bronzer in the shade Sail. That's what it looks like. I just like it. I think the shade is nice and it gives a nice amount of bronziness, and it's not super, it's more on the warm side, so it doesn't give you like a real contour look. It looks more like a bronzer. So it's more of a ready, but it still shows up. And I'm gonna put some under here because I'm trying to get rid of this chin as much as I can. This double chin. I'm gonna let the concealer sit a little bit longer, and I'm just gonna blend this out really fast because it's more of a water base and it will dry down really, really fast. We just want to get like a little shadow under here. Like if you have a double or triple chin like I have going on, then you want to try to just put a shadow down there so it just looks a little slimmer than it really. See how it just shows up really nicely. It's not a lot of color, but it shows up really nicely. I'm gonna tell you what brush this is in a second. It's a Morphe M449. Yeah, Morphe M449. See, so it gives like a little definition back to the face. This is my favorite brush for concealer, the Morphe E8 brush. I wish that I could find a brush that makes me feel as satisfied as this one does blending out my concealer, but I haven't, and they don't make this anymore. You can see that it's starting to dry down. Sometimes when we put concealer on, if we don't let it dry, you don't get that same brightness that you want. So you have to let it dry a little bit. And you really want it to stay like where you put it. Like, be very concentrated with it. Sometimes I like to do my liquid blush first. Only because sometimes the blush takes over where I put the concealer. And then I gotta go back in and put more concealer. And when you have like creases under your eyes like I do, you want to try to use the least amount of product as possible under your eyes. I'm just going to go in with this. This is the brush that we use with the foundation on it. And just kind of, so I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And I'm going to go in really fast and just put a little bit of blush on. I love this blush by Rare Beauty. It's called Lucky. I'm just gonna put a little bit on. It's so pretty. It actually looks very much like the blush from Juvia's Place that I used a couple of weeks ago in one of my videos. It's actually the same shade. See, it's very beautiful. It adds a nice glow to the face, but it's not like super. It can be very pigmented, but look how beautiful it just blends out on the skin. So I may have to change this to my favorite go-to makeup look. Yeah, because that's so pretty. You see how gorgeous that looks? Really, really pretty. And see what I was saying about how the concealer gets overpowered by the blush? I'm just gonna go in with my favorite powders right now. And it's so crazy because this is not a full face of Natasha Denona, but I'm loving her powders right now. These Natasha Denona High Glam Powder Foundations. This is the shade N8 and N9, and I'm loving this powder. When I tell you this is one of the best powders that I own, like, I love it. I don't want to use anything else. It's just so beautiful on the skin. It's beautiful to set your under eyes with, because you guys know I always set my under eyes with a pressed powder first, and then I go over it with a loose powder. I just feel like the pressed powder gets in and really sets those creases, and then the loose powder just goes over and reinforces it. So you just get a beautiful shade from this powder. It's not too brightening, but it's just bright enough. Like, you get a really nice amount of brightening from this powder. So what I like to do is, when I use my pressed powder, I like to put it every place that I put concealer so that it can set it where it is. See how pretty that is already? So now I'm gonna go into my loose powder and go over it. So this right here is my favorite loose powder right now. This Ame Colé powder. And when I tell you, like, I did not like it when I first tried it, I was like, first of all, I don't like talc-free powders. So I already went into it with a preconceived notion that I wasn't gonna like it. And then one of you guys mentioned to me, he was like, what did you think of the Ame Colé powder? And I was like, I took it back. And he was like, really? I love it. And I was like, you know what? Let me try this again. Because sometimes, me being who I am, I'm like a makeup snob when it comes to certain things. Just like I am a wig snob. I was like, okay, it's just so beautiful on the skin. This powder is really just so beautiful on the skin. Then I go in here. See, my nose is the first thing that starts to, like, not break down, but just like start shining. So I try to really make sure that I set my nose, and sometimes I don't set it good. And I can't get mad when it starts to act up because I didn't do my part, which is setting it properly. So that's what we have. And then we're gonna go into the darker shade, which is a beautiful, beautiful chocolatey brown color. Like, I need her to make this powder double the size. Yeah. That's the color. Look at that. Gorgeous. And I'm just going to go in with this same puff and just now go in and go over everything else. This powder just blends so beautifully into the skin. Do you see that? It's just so gorgeous. And it mattifies everything, and it keeps your face matte all day. That is so pretty. Do you see that? It really is so pretty. I don't need a lot on my forehead, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I just love that. So pretty. I'm gonna go in and do my under eyes real fast. I'm gonna go in with this brush right here, which is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill GH48. And I'm gonna take this yellowy orange and this green. That's so pretty. I'm gonna go in with this brush that has the yellow on it and just blend it out and see what happens. So when you go in with that yellow color, it kind of just blurs everything out, so the green line doesn't look so harsh. And I'm gonna go into this pencil right here, which is called Quartz Queen, and do my waterline. So the skin is looking really good. Everything is looking beautiful. That's the NYX pencil. The NYX Vivid Rich Mechanical Liner in the color Quartz Queen. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into my other powder. This one is shade NP14. And I'm just gonna go over everything with this shade. I'm gonna take this brush. This is the Morphe E3 brush. And I'm just gonna go over everything with this powder. It just gives a nice finish to the look. It sets everything. Alright, I'm gonna take this brush and just go into this area and pat everything down. Yeah, I just want to tap the powder in. I'm gonna take a little bit of this the liquid bronzer, and just I just blend it out. I'm gonna use this brush. This is my A20, which is my favorite, and it's nice and clean because I just cleaned it. And I just want to blend this out and contour my nose. Love that. That is so good. Okay, I'm gonna spray the face. I'm gonna use this right here because this is what I have in front of me. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. I've been really enjoying this. What I like about it is it does help the makeup last, but it also gives the skin a beautiful woke look. Like, it doesn't look dry or like matte. It doesn't look matte. It just looks really, really beautiful. Just look at how, you know, dewy the skin looks. I'm loving that. I'm gonna do some bronzer. I'm gonna use this Sigma bronzer because I actually been liking it. This is the shade Deep from Sigma. Let's see if it shows up on this color foundation. Oh yeah, and it is. And it looks gorgeous. You see that? It looks really, really gorgeous. The shade looks so light that you don't really think that it's gonna show up, but it actually does. See how that setting spray just made the skin look like me for real. Like, it's not super light or anything. It looks like me, and I love that. I like that. So good. I'm gonna go back into this powder. Yeah, see how the powder, it just brings the brightness back. This powder just gives such a beautiful amount of coverage. I love it. I love it. I know this is a lot of powder, but when I'm going out in this 90-degree weather, this is what I need. And it's looking gorgeous. I'm gonna do some mascara, which I'm gonna use this right here. The Lash Princess Mascara. I have really, really short lashes. I really love this mascara. It just really does something to my lashes. If I had to pick this one over a $30 mascara, I would definitely pick this one because this one really works beautifully on my lashes. Powder bronzer, we did that. It looks gorgeous. I'm gonna do a powder blush and a highlight. I'm gonna use this blush right here by e.l.f. It's a peachy color blush, but because our eyes are so intense, we don't want to do too much. So I'm gonna take this shade, which is called Always Fresh, and I'm just gonna put that on the cheeks. This blush by e.l.f. has primer in it, so it actually looks really beautiful on the cheeks. I like that. And that's enough blush because, again, our eyes are saying a whole lot. I'm gonna use this highlighter right here from Revolution Golden Gal. Let's hope it's not super. I think it's really very shimmery too, I think. Okay, yeah, we're gonna put, that is so pretty. I like that. That's what it looks like. I don't know if I showed it just now, but Makeup Forever Golden Gal. That is so pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the blush on. I'm gonna do the lips. I'm gonna put a band back on so this can lay down. Okay. I thought I was filming. Anyway, I put this I put this Trendsetter on my lips by Morphe. Because my lips are so discolored, I'll use a dark liner, and I use this sort of Selfish by Fenty Beauty on my lips. It's not one of the shades that I tried in my video, but this is it, and this is what it looks like. It looks gorgeous on the lips. Let me just go and comb my hair, which is what I was supposed to be doing, and I am gonna come back and show you the finished look and just give you my thoughts on everything. I'm not going to go through every product because this is not a trying new makeup video. You know, I want to let you know what I did, why I did it, and show you how beautiful the skin is looking. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, guys. This is 4 hours later. That Fenty Gloss Bomb does everything. You don't have to put a lipstick on and then a gloss. It's like all in one, so it's wonderful. I'm just going to put a inner corner highlight on, and then we are done. I'm gonna put this shade that's on our, yeah, that's beautiful. This is the shade that's on our lid. It's such a gorgeous pigmented shade called Komorebi. Yeah, Komorebi. I don't know what it means, but it's just so pretty. I didn't spray again my face with a setting spray. Let me see. I don't want to use that Milk makeup spray anymore. Because to me, like, I put it on there and the skin does look lifelike. I actually really don't need another spray because I'm about to take this off. So guys, this is our finished look. I hope that you like it. I will have everything that we use in the video listed and linked below in case you want to purchase anything that we use. I think this makeup looks gorgeous. The skin came out beautiful. Everything showed up wonderfully. Wait a minute. This right here. My brow is missing. Yeah, so everything came out beautifully. I had this on, like I said, for 4 hours and everything looks gorgeous. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. Also, please leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts on this makeup, and give the video a thumbs up if you like this everyday makeup tutorial. Like I said, it is everyday makeup, everything except for the eyeshadow. You may or may not want to wear something as colorful as this every day, but I would wear this depending on what my outfit is. So I think it's beautiful. I think it adds a pop to my deeper chocolate skin, and any of you ladies or gents that are my shade, my sisters in shade, would love this makeup look. It's so beautiful. It's a little understated, like the eyes do pop, but it's not super just bam in your face. I really like it. I think it looks wonderful, and I'm gonna link some more videos on the screen in case you want to watch. And I know that I've probably never said this before, but I have other social medias, right, that I'm gonna start trying to grow, which is the TikTok, my IG, and I'm actually on X as well. So if you guys go over there and follow me on my other socials, that would be wonderful. I love you, my precious jewels. I'm not gonna say any closing words other than I appreciate you guys watching. I'm looking at my brow and this one is halfway off. That's it, guys. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Love you.